Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day as per usual, and let's dive right into the analysis here. And yeah, so today we had a pretty nice rally today. Obviously the trade setup recently on the SPY has been lost, although I think there is an alternate scenario. Same, I think I already posted on the triple Qs last time. Yeah, so I think this would be probably something like a double correction that's about to occur. So we'll probably get a bit of a relief rally here in the next wave, a three-wave move up, and then another three-wave move down in a Y, and then a two, and then after that the low should be in, and we could be getting ready for another rally to new all-time highs. And I know the fundamentals don't support it, and everyone keeps. It's funny because the bears are always very quiet um, on the way up, but they are screaming on the way down, right? And the same thing for the bulls. The bulls are screaming on the way up and saying nothing on the way down. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. I see my comment section; it's just loaded sometimes with comments. It's a terrible time to buy now, right? Because the prices are falling. But relative, to where the stock market has been, this is a relatively small pullback. It's down about 6%, 5.5% from the highs. A lot of fund managers I've been reading have been allocating to cash, getting out of the market. So if we do get a bounce, it could be weak, and then that's why I said we could get this double correction, right? Good signs though in the Dow Jones. This trade setup is holding quite well. We just had a small wick here. The index is still performing well, so I think this one could actually start to rally before the S&P and the triple Qs. And the IWM is a little bit weaker. IWM could actually go lower. This trade setup has been lost as well, but this one overall can still pull back lower and then continue to go higher. But anyways, let me get in to some analysis here on Market Cipher. I just want to show you guys some of the new charts that have come out on the weekly time frame, and then we'll cover some individual names. So right now we have an increase in the dual band strength index, a 17 and a -5. You could see the momentum waves are starting to curl down pretty significantly on the weekly. The daily is about to print a green dot at any moment. I think it's printing right now on the futures and the after hours market. So that's a good sign. Right now Russell's down about 26 basis points. Let's take a look here, see what else is happening. So on the weekly, on the triple Qs, red cross 18 -5 dual band strength index, quite bearish. But IWM 19 in the red X and a -5 on the dual band strength index, very bearish indeed. Dow Jones, so Dow Jones is 6 and a 4, so pretty much neutral, but you have a red cross, so quite bearish as well. But overall, right now on the daily, looking really good for the Dow Jones. SPY and triple Q are starting to turn up, and the IWM has printed a green dot as well. So a relief rally should be coming just around the corner, but I won't put it out of the question that we get a little bit more downside before this is all said and done. But yeah, that's about it. Let's take a look here. Let me head over to let's see what's going on Wave Edge. So Wave Edge, I told you guys for a while now, we've been getting tremendous selling from institutions for a long period of time, but they take their time to unload, right? And when the pullbacks come, then that's it's to be expected. But it could take a long time, and prices can continue to grind up until that happens. But we head over to the smaller time frames, like the 4-hour. I'm not seeing any buying just yet, except for the IWM. IWM, you got a strong buy from Smart Money right around 191. 1-hour time frame, a significant amount of buying on the IWM. On the 1-hour, triple Qs, very similar situation. They are buying this dip. They are buying on the way down. They bought on this dip too, and they bought on these dips too, and they bought. And you know what happened? The prices went up. So people that think the prices are going to go straight down, this is the black swan we've been waiting for. Yeah, I mean, it could happen. It could happen, right? The conditions are set up for that. You have huge problems in the economy, and you have the dollar yen detaching like crazy. I think the dollar. What's the dollar in the yen at right now? Let me check. USD JPY. What's it at now? 154. So again, the yen is collapsing, so this could really spark a an explosion in the markets. Maybe Japan is just gonna go crazy and print money and not care about the yen, but we'll see. We'll see how things play out. But yeah, you guys know where I stand. I think we are due for a bounce. I'm still bullish in this market, although I know a lot of people are no longer bullish after a 6% pullback. But let's take a look at some individual names, right? Let's start off with a very popular one, Tesla, a very beaten up name here. Again, this one we stopped out basically after this big drop the other day, and rightfully so because the price has been dropping another 13% since. But that's basically why we stop out of trades, just for risk management, just in case you don't want that trade eat up your whole portfolio. And right now, I think that Tesla could be in for a pretty big wild card tomorrow, given that earnings are coming out, and the last two earnings, Tesla did not do very well, and it's been a lot of selling and gap downs the other day. So if we are going for another gap down, we have a pivot to if you are in a position on Tesla, you have a pivot to trade against, and that's at 101, double bottom. But you could go down to the bottom of the range that I have here at 126, and if it does do that, I would chance along there too, because at that point it's at the bottom of my larger sell area, or sorry, buy area, and I like those. I like to take those trades similar to like Roku. Roku, it was unfortunate. It stopped me out. I stopped out of my trade, and then today it reversed back in. So I'm debating getting back into this trade, but I want to see a little bit more confirmation. I am seeing some positive signs for Roku. All right, so I'll cover Roku and Tesla, but I just want to quickly get over to Roku on the daily. You're starting to see smart money buying at 56 to 58. So I really like to see that, especially now that we're at the bottom of my range near major support. But let me cover Tesla very quickly. So Tesla, I'm not seeing any significant buying other than here on the daily. You got a green cross today, so that's a potential long signal. But today, you saw smart money buying the dip here, and on the 3-day, I think we saw a big cluster as well. And the 4-day, nothing there, and the weekly, you don't have anything either. 4-hour time frame, nothing, no buying on Tesla, not yet. Right there's these dips that happen, and then smart money buys. They even bought before earnings, and then they're in my opinion continuing to accumulate long-term Tesla positions, as they do believe the price is going to rally. And I'm pretty confident in that the Tesla price is going to rally too, but it may take some time. I don't think this company is going anywhere. Just a robo-taxi releasing in August, and it's going to be the big earnings conference tomorrow after earnings. So it'll be an interesting day for Tesla tomorrow for sure. But I am currently no longer in any Tesla positions. But yeah, overall, it should end at any moment if it's gonna stay bullish, and if it remains bullish, then I would still be long, and I would be looking for entries maybe around this area. We obviously gapped down below the gap fill area, so that's not a positive sign. But overall, long term, still quite bullish on Tesla. Let's take a look at Apple here. Apple, in my opinion, is going to go down to the 159 to 148 area. Now that we've broken this pivot, we are in a larger buy area here as well, but I'm pretty sure that Apple will eventually start to roll over and continue down into this larger buy area that I have here for a bigger retrace. This would be for a bigger cycle. If this is the bullish scenario for the market, right? You have a 1, and then a 2, and then a 3, 4, and a 5, and then you'll continue to push higher from there. This would mean that this whole thing here was just a corrective move from the rally dating from all the way to 2023. And yeah, that's basically it for Apple. I would wait for this area to really start buying. So I'm not really interested right now. Let's take a look at some gold miners. So actually don't cover these too much because I don't like to talk about the investments that make money. I only like to talk about the ones that lose money, right? No, I'm just kidding. But overall, these ones, the gold mining sector took a huge hit today, right? With gold and silver getting massive retrace in price. And it still is retracing. But I am very bullish long term gold and silver. I think that this is just a blip, right? This is what we're doing right now. It's possibly just a double correction or just a larger correction. And then once this is over, we're about to get ready for our final leg up. And the same thing for silver. I think silver is just going to double correct here or just do a regular correction and you're going to push higher, right? And when I look at the GDXJ, or sorry, just the GDX, not the GDXJ. Well, I mean, if you want to trade the GDXJ, you can. But when I take a look at my charts and I just do a very quick Elliott wave count, I can already tell you that we are in the, either we are in the fourth or this is the fifth, right? So we're either, in my opinion, when I look at it, I think this could be the fourth wave. Some people are telling me that this is a fifth wave because they're looking at the 4-hour time frame, which you can make the case, right? So you can either put the 3 here, and then this is just a correction in an ABC. And if I do give you guys a target for an ABC correction, it should finish anywhere around this area. My goodness, what am I using here? So the GDX, the buy area for the GDX should be right around the $31 area to the $28 area. And I mean, that would be how much more downside? 5%? 5% to 7% more downside. I'd be really interested in adding to long positions on gold and silver miners. But if this is the third wave, all right, and that's your third wave high, and then you put in another high in the fifth wave, which is possible. Now, what I would say, this would be a larger correction. This would be a larger correction in a 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, right? And then the 3 will take you to significantly higher prices. This would break out and probably go back to the, not the all-time highs. Sorry, maybe all-time highs. What's the all-time highs on this thing? No, not all-time highs. That's too soon. I would say that you'd probably go back to somewhere in the $45 area. And after that, pull back once again in a 4, or just consolidate in a flat, and then finish up in a 5 for another all-time high. So that's what I would see. That's what I see right now for the gold mining sector and gold miners. I'm very bullish. You could say I'm biased because I already hold a lot of these positions myself. But just look at the run that gold and silver are doing relative to what the dollar is doing, right? The dollar is pumping, and gold and silver are pumping as well, not caring what the dollar is doing. So can you imagine when the oh, I moved my dollar chart there. So could you imagine when the dollar is going to top out here and finish in its C leg or its B wave, right? Its B wave high, and you put in a significant top, and then you start to roll over. That would mean that we're going to see a lot of upside in gold and silver because it's already up, right? And if the dollar starts to go down from here, that's only going to add fuel to the fire for the commodity run that we're having right now. Okay, so that's basically it. GDX. I'm not going to do individual names because there's just too many that I like. But I can do a couple crypto miners for you guys. So crypto, not surprising, are rallying today again because Bitcoin is rallying as well. It's at 66,900 right now. And I continue to believe that Bitcoin is probably going to keep rallying up here. Maybe it's going to consolidate in this range for a little while longer. But for me, a lot of these crypto miners are huge opportunities. Like Mara, Riot up 23% today, and then Hut Mining up 14%. So this one I was a really big fan of as well. And I think that there's going to be a significant, I mean significant amount of upside for these companies as the Bitcoin price continues to push higher. But yeah, do what you think is best, and if it works out, then good job. Then my analysis is correct, and if not, then that's why you got to make the decision. I can't make the decision for you. All right, final one. I'll cover a few things here. So TLT, I think is in the bottoming process. I think TLT in the 20-year yield essentially might have one more high left in it. I think we'll make a nominal high, And this was the wave 4, and we're just going to finish up this B wave is here as well for the C leg. And then once this is done, the TLT should be set to take off, right? Because right now I'm hearing a lot of chatter that yields are going higher, even though they can't, because if they do, they're going to blow up the economy. And if that happens, then perfect. Because you know what, everything's just going to be so cheap, and we always will have cash positions. We'll just buy everything at the lows, right? So I mean, they'll blow up housing, they'll blow up the stock markets, they'll blow up everything. And I think that if that happens, then that's just going to be a big opportunity for us. Anyways, I think that wraps it up for today. I don't really have much to add. You know, if you guys want to see what I'm doing, just join the Discord, and I'll give you guys some access so you guys can see what the trades I'm posting. Have a wonderful day, guys, and have a wonderful evening. Get some good rest, and I will catch you guys on the next one.